How many times have you felt your mind confused, impatient, and full of confusion? And how many times have you wanted, but failed, to calm your mind and find peace again? Thanks to the Zen story and the fairy tale that you will hear shortly, you will discover how to stay calm and find inner peace. And stay until the end, because we will give you 7 powerful lessons of Buddhist wisdom that will allow you to cultivate calm and serenity on a daily basis. But before continuing, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you are informed when we publish new content. In an ancient Buddhist monastery located among the mountains of Japan, the elderly monk Taiko, famous for his profound wisdom, held a lesson on a topic deeply felt by his disciples: how to remain calm. Today we tend to want everything immediately, to do everything immediately, began Taiko, and in doing so, we distance ourselves from the basis of wisdom and sanity, which is mental calm. Which of you, the monk asked rhetorically, willingly agrees to postpone the satisfaction of your desires, and who among you likes to wait for your goals to come true? When we have to wait, Taiko continued, our mind begins to bombard us with worries related to frustrated expectations, thus forcing us to accelerate the pace of events. Without mental calm, we live immersed in constant noise, both internal and external, and we wander from place to place, unable to follow a path other than the one that marks our need for immediate satisfaction. Furthermore to this, we must add the confusion of our inner voice, because our thoughts are present in everything we do. In essence, we love to think and create hypotheses, and in doing so, we allow ourselves to be trapped in the labyrinths and vicious circles of our beliefs. Master Taiko asked a young woman, I heard that today you were going to tell us a fairy tale to help us understand this topic better. The monk, smiling at the disciples' impatience, nodded and said, today I will do much more. I will give you 7 precious life lessons that you will have to carry with you forever. But first, as you have been informed, I will tell you a fairy tale that has Buddha and his disciples at its center. One day, Buddha and his disciples embarked on a long journey through unknown lands and regions. During a very hot day, one of those in which the sun gives no respite, they spotted a river and decided to stop to quench their thirst. Buddha, addressing the younger and more impulsive disciple, said, I am thirsty. Can you get some water from that river? The young disciple headed towards the river, but noticed that an ox cart had just passed by, making the water cloudy. Reflecting on the situation, the disciple thought, I cannot offer this muddy water to the master. So he went back and said to Buddha, the water is very cloudy. I don't think it's right to drink it. After a few minutes, Buddha again asked the disciple to go to the river and bring him some water. The young man agreed, but the water was still dirty. He returned and informed Buddha, Master, the river water is really undrinkable. Perhaps we should head to the nearest town and ask the inhabitants to give us something to drink. Buddha did not answer and let some more time pass. After that, he asked the disciple for the 3rd time to go to the river. The young man, although not understanding Buddha's insistence, obeyed and set off again. Once he reached the shore, he noticed that the water had become perfectly transparent and crystalline. So satisfied and amazed at the same time, he filled the leather water bottles and offered a drink to the master and the other traveling companions. At that point, Buddha looked at the disciple and asked, How did you purify the water? The disciple, confused, did not understand the question, since he had done nothing to make the water clean. Then, faced with the boy's prolonged silence, Buddha explained, Dear boy, you have waited. So, in the meantime, the mud has settled by itself, and now we can enjoy clean water. Remember, your mind works the same way. When she's upset, you just have to let her be. Give yourself time, be patient, and you will find balance effortlessly. After listening carefully to the tale, the disciples applauded the elderly and wise monk Taiko. Thanks to those words, they had begun to understand the importance of calming their minds. Always remember, continued the monk, that if we remain calm and cultivate patience, we find inner peace, emotional balance, and mental well-being. And to do this, here are the 7 lessons that I anticipated and that you must take with you. The first thing you must learn is to accept what cannot be governed. In life, there are things we cannot control, and in these cases, we must maintain a calm and composed attitude. So, learn to invest your energy in controllable things such as thoughts, actions, and intentions. Turn your attention to what is truly within your power, Taiko added, so as to navigate life with meaning and mastery.
As the story continues, how about leaving a comment with your thoughts? Are you among those who manage to keep their mind calm, or on the contrary, do you always live in anxiety? Write it in the comments.
The second lesson I would like you to take with you is linked to the wisdom of impermanence, continued the monk. You must understand that life is precarious, it is temporary. The sooner you understand this, the sooner you will feel better about yourself. As the river flows incessantly, so is life. We must embrace the natural flow of events and free ourselves from attachment to results. Be like the lotus that blooms, regardless of the slime from which it arises. The third lesson that Taiko taught his disciples was to limit excessive desires. Limit your desires, he said. Find serenity in the things necessary for a virtuous life. Desiring in moderation, he added, is the key to maintaining inner calm regardless of external circumstances. Like a gardener carefully cares for his garden, grow only what you really need to grow and thrive. Don't try to enlarge your garden disproportionately, because in the end you won't be able to take care of it. Taiko, guiding his disciples through the Buddhist perspective, made them reflect on the cyclical nature of emotions. As the seasons inevitably change, our emotions follow a similar flow, he said. Recognizing that joy, sadness, anger, and fear are transitory experiences helps us maintain an inner calm. We observe emotions like clouds in the sky of our mind, knowing that they will pass, leaving room for clarity.
The 5th lesson Taiko spoke about was that of being virtuous. But before listening to it, if you are enjoying this video, like and share it. In this way, you will help us produce new content every day for your spiritual growth.
Wisdom, kindness, and compassion, continued the monk, are the virtues that, according to Buddha, illuminate the path to tranquility and inner peace. So, if you want to cultivate a calm mind, cultivate wisdom, spread kindness like the sun, and embrace compassion like the nurturing rain. Taiko, happy to see his disciples hypnotized by his stories, introduced the practice of awareness as an important compass for navigating the present. Mindfulness is the art of living in the present moment, appreciating every breath and every fleeting moment, he explained. Be like a silent guardian of your mind, a guardian who observes without judgment. In this way, we preserve inner calm and avoid the trap of constantly thinking, creating that mental noise that we cannot defeat. Another point on which Taiko focused decisively was that linked to the value of gratitude. One of the fundamental teachings I want to pass on to you, he said, is to practice gratitude. When you think of gratitude, imagine it is a fragrant flower growing in the garden of your soul. Recognizing what we have, even during the toughest challenges, leads us to inner peace. So be grateful for every breath, for every meeting, and for the eternal dance of life. Let us always remember that patience and waiting are fundamental virtues for calming our mind, virtues similar to the natural process by which mud settles on its own, making the water crystal clear. In the frenzy of life, we often look for immediate solutions, but the fairy tale and the 7 lessons we have heard teach us that giving time to ourselves and to circumstances can lead to a clearer vision and the desired tranquility. The moral is that just as water purifies itself with time, the mind finds its balance when we allow ourselves patience and waiting.